winners for Small Market Personality in the year of 2008. They were finalists again in 2010. They were also finalists for the CRB Country Air Check Awards presented at Country Radio Seminar, and finalists for the CRB Radio Humanitarian Award. Brian and Todd are very proud of the work they have been able to do in our community. Brian and Todd host numerous events every year for some of their favorite causes and nonprofits. Their 28 Hours of Hope has raised over $500,000 in the past decade for child abuse prevention in northern Colorado. Brian Gary had a very limited experience in radio before coming to K99 over 2 decades ago. Brian was a DJ at Y93 in Bismarck, North Dakota, before coming to northern Colorado. Brian arrived at KUAD in 1987. He was partnered together with Todd Harding on the morning show in the spring of 1989, and soon after became the Good Morning Guys. Susan Moore joined their team in 2001 as the news chick and now is considered one of the guys. Brian has been married to his wife Kyla for over 26 years. He has 2 children, Nick and Vanessa, and a grandson, Xander, which is somewhere out in the crowd. He also has 2 pugs, Oprah and Minnie, and a dog named Chevy. He has lived in Greeley since leaving North Dakota well over 20 years ago. I had the opportunity to sit and have lunch with Brian, and he is proud to be an American, and I hope that you will enjoy as much as I did the story that he has to share. Please welcome Brian Gary.
Well, thank you very much, and what an honor it is to be here today. I mean, it really is. When Amy talked to me about doing this, I haven't been able to sleep since because I could not wait to get up here. You know, a lot of people look at, oh, giving a speech, you know, I'm stressed out and so forth. I could not wait to do this because I could not wait for the opportunity to express how I feel about my country and the people who have fought to defend it. I cannot thank you enough for making it possible for me to be here today. I mean, a lot of times when somebody comes up to give a speech on a day like this, you're expecting possibly, you know, a retired military dignitary, somebody who's serving now, you know, a political official or somebody, but who am I? Who am I to get this honor? And I sat and I questioned myself, who am I to get this honor? And you know who I am? I am a grateful recipient of the freedom that men and women fought to give me. And I am so grateful to be here today to express that. And that's what's going to just come from my heart. I just want to speak from the heart for a few minutes because I believe when you speak from the heart about something you believe in and you know is right, nothing wrong can come out of it. And I think we as people need to make sure that, you know, you look around and you think the sacrifice that men and women made for us. When most of us are too selfish to even let somebody in front of us merge in traffic, there are men and women out there who have fought and defended us. They have died for us and our right to be us. I have the ability to be this long-haired freak who gets to play country music and make people laugh every morning because of the freedom that men and women gave me. I got the right to chase my dream. As a child, I wanted to be involved in music. I wanted to entertain. I wanted to be on the radio. And I got that freedom. I have gotten to pursue the American dream and every morning get up and do what I love to do. And I will never for a moment not appreciate the men and women who gave me that opportunity. And if there is a person out there who is wasting their life and not making everything of it, shame on you. There are men and women who fought for your life and have given you that opportunity to do it, and if you waste it, that is the biggest shame and insult you can make to the men and women who fought for this country. I believe so much in this country and for the men and women who fought for it, and the thought that there are people, when you look around this, and by the way, how about a hand for everybody here for making this place look so spectacular? Doesn't it just feel wonderful? But something that makes me sick, and I speak from the heart, is there are men and women who have left us, who fought for our country, and there is a group of people who have protested those funerals, who do things and say things like God hates America and that type of thing. Well, you know, I am glad they have the right to do that, because everyone should have the right to express their opinion, whether they agree with something or not. But I also know that I also have the right to use my First Amendment of speech to go and stand next to those people and be louder and wave my American flag and sing the national anthem louder than they do. All right? I am very proud to be part of a group called Journey for Justice, and I got this opportunity about a month ago to ride out to Topeka, Kansas on our motorcycles. And if you know what I'm talking about in Topeka, there's a group of just evil people there who are the ones who have protested military funerals and did things like that. Well, when I was presented with the chance to go out there, I did what I always do when I'm presented with the opportunity for something. I pray for guidance and direction and for signs. I'm saying, give me some signs and tell me whether this is something I should do. There are many things going against it. Number one, I've never gone further than Estes Park on my motorcycle. Now we're talking about going to Topeka, Kansas. And if you know anything about Kansas, you know that wind is an actual crop in Kansas. So I'm getting ready to go on this trip, and I drive a Dyna Wide Glide Harley-Davidson motorcycle with no windshield on it. So exactly. So the thought of eating every possible bug between here and Kansas was not overly appealing to me, but the thought of all the wind pressure too. But you know, I kept getting all these signs saying don't go, but I couldn't determine if they were signs not to go or just being alerted of the obstacles I would have to come to reach my goal. And I looked at it as, I'm just being warned these are my obstacles. I'm kind of dumb sometimes, but that's the way I took that. Well, we went off on this journey, and I'm telling you, we had our American flag strapped to our motorcycles, driving all across this country. And every little town we stopped in, the reception we got from people saying, hey, I noticed your flags. Where are you guys going? Are you going to a parade or something? We tell them what we were doing, and the amount of people who hugged us, shook our hands, wanted to give us money to help us on our trip, just filled me with that spirit of, you know what, I am doing what I'm supposed to do. And we went on this journey, we got into that town, and then we checked the weather and realized, remember when all those tornadoes came into Kansas last month? That was our weekend. And again, I'm wondering, God, is that a sign? Because that's a biggie. You know, that's a biggie. But again, I thought, no, I'm being warned. And we got to our last stop outside of Topeka on our way there, and we looked and the skies were just black as coal. You could see nothing but the lightning starting, you know, everything starting to form, and we stopped and thought, can we get in there? And my buddy Charlie Barnes, who does our afternoon show, who was our general on this trip, I'm telling you, he stopped, he pulled out his maps, and he looked. He said, you see this big mass here? You see that big mass there? You see this little line right in between there? If we take off right now, we can get in there. So there we go. We went screaming out of there, and lo and behold, we pulled into town right as the skies opened. So the Lord was with us on that trip. Everything threatened, but nothing came through until we got to town. Well, that night, after that long journey, I checked into the world's worst motel room. I am telling you, it made a crack house look like the Four Seasons. I slept with the light on so I could keep an eye on the three bugs who were watching me. All right? When I got up in the morning, all I wanted to do was get a shower in and get ready to go start our day of waving our flags. But I took my shower, I got out, I reached for my towel. The towel actually had brown lip marks on it and was stained in ways that I don't think I want to know. So then I thought, I'm going to just reach for the little, you know, the little washcloth, and I'll dry myself off with that. Now,
yeah.
It's kind of like drying your truck with a cotton ball after you wash it. You know what I mean? But we got done, and we saddled up on our bikes, and we went and we rode out to Gage Park in Topeka, Kansas, which is known for where these people go and hold their vile signs and do their protesting. Well, we showed up there, and we unfurled our flags, and I'm telling you, to stand in front of the War Memorial in Topeka with my American flag in my hand and to stand there and know why I was there brought tears to my eyes like you would not believe. My chest swelled with pride as an American. Like, I'm trying to put into words, but I really can't explain it. But I'm telling you, to walk up and down those streets of that town where I know the message that other people were sending, to be able to wave my American flag, did something for me that will stick with me for the rest of my life. I have never been more proud to be an American, standing on that street corner, have people drive by, honk their horns, holler at us, and holler encouragement. That's what it's all about. And it proved to me that there are enough patriots out here to make enough noise to drown out the noise of the fools who make the others. All right, and we banded together and did that, and I felt so proud. Then the next morning we got up and we went to a couple of the local churches to wave our flags again and to help parishioners get into their churches without being harassed by others and to just go and safely worship without having to feel bad about it. After that, we decided we needed to hit the road and get home because I had to be on the air the next morning. Well, as we came around the corner out of Topeka, the minute we hit the interstate, 60-mile-an-hour headwinds are blowing at us. And again, you remember, no windshield, nothing. And the pressure of that was the most unbelievable thing I've ever felt in my life. To try to go 70 miles an hour into a wind that is pushing you back at 60, I was holding on with every ounce of strength I had in me. When a crosswind would come, you're riding at a 45-degree angle, just trying to stay in your lane and go. Those of you who ride know what I'm talking about. It was absolute horror. I have never gone through pain like that. At one point, we got to a town in Quinter, Kansas. And I'll never forget, because I got off my motorcycle and literally had to hold onto the fuel pump to keep from blowing over. The winds were that intense. We then decided we're really stupid and should rest a while. So we got behind a gas station there and just hunkered down in the dirt and sat and watched boxes fly by, the cow from Twister. You know, all those things are going by us. And we're trying to figure out, you know, I said, honestly, I don't mean to be, you know, a wuss here, but I really don't think I can physically go any further. And that's when Charlie, my sergeant of the trip, turned to me and said, "You have earned this pain." He said, "The last thing you want to do is think about getting home. Just think about getting to the next town. And we'll take it one town at a time." Greatest advice I could get. We kept plugging along. There were so many times I was ready to quit. I actually passed out against a wall at one gas station right on the edge of Kansas. Well, when the winds finally quit blowing is when the temperatures dropped below 32 degrees. Now, we're trying to get home in the freezing rain. There's rain, there's a little bit of snow. The cold is ridiculous, and my arms hurt so bad I could not lift them higher than my shoulders. My body was shot. I could not go any further. We had finally reached a point when I was leaned against the wall, half passed out. My buddy Danny Joe was laying on his motorcycle, his feet up, and he looked over and he said, "I got some little girls waiting on me at home. We got to get home." And that's when it hit me, too, that, you know what? I need to do this, too. I need to just hunker down and get home. I got on my bike for that last trip, and then the realization hit me of what happened. It all came full circle to me. I was trying to find the reason for this trip, and it hit me. At that point, I realized that, you know, I went on this trip to stand and wave an American flag to defend those who have defended me, to stand up for them, because I felt my country and the soldiers defending this country were being verbally attacked. And I wanted to do something about it. So I stood there, I sat there on my motorcycle. That started to come into play, and I realized, you know, the reason I have pushed myself to the absolute end of my limits, to where I can go no further, to where I don't think I can even survive this, I realized, you know what? The people I went to defend did this every day. I get to go home and go to bed, wake up, and start a new day. Those men and women went to bed, got up, and did it again and again and again. And it made me have a greater appreciation and realization of what I went to stand up for. I, coming home, am a changed man. I will never be the same after that. I thought I had patriotism. I thought I had appreciation for you men and women in uniform before that. I have a greater and deeper appreciation now. And I cannot thank you enough. Those who I need to thank the most will never be here to hear my words. And the greatest thing we can do for them is remembrance. And that's why we're here today. And I say it again, God bless our men and women in uniform. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me live the American dream every day. And when I say this, I mean it with every ounce in my body. God bless America. Thank you.